Have you been interested in learning more about Mesa, Arizona, and understanding the different areas of Mesa and all that it has to offer? Well, then you're in the perfect spot to get all of your questions answered. Today, we're going to dive deep into the different areas, the different parts of town that comprise Mesa, Arizona. As I mentioned before, Mesa, Arizona is one of the largest suburbs in the Phoenix Valley and really considered one of the largest cities in Arizona, both in its area size as well as its population. So what I thought we would do today is to build upon when we talked about downtown Mesa in my last video, talk about Mesa in general, the overall community, the different areas of community, what's available in those different areas, where you can find some great golf courses, and to look at the different communities and amenities and then attractions in each of those areas of Mesa. So if you're interested in just learning more about downtown Mesa, my video from last week, my most recent video, talks about downtown Mesa specifically. And we're not going to talk about just one area. We're going to talk about all of them. I tried to break them into different sectors, different areas, so that we can talk about them individually and you can get an idea of what it might be like to live in each of those areas. So like I said, stay tuned. Let's get started and let's look at a map. Okay, so now we have the map of Mesa in its entity, or its entirety, I should say. So a big old map of Mesa, Google Maps, which, is just perfect for us to be able to look at. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit so that you can see where Mesa is in relation to other parts of the valley. So let's go maybe even one more. Yeah. So let's get a little bit bigger here. So here is Central Phoenix. Here is Tempe, Chandler, Gilbert, and they kind of, in Mesa, they all kind of mixed together in those areas. Here's Queen Creek, Santan Valley, and then over here is Apache Junction, which I talked about when I talked about the new development called Superstition Vistas out there. That's in Apache Junction, so that's actually like right over there. And then, of course, we all know about Scottsdale, one of our most popular suburbs of Phoenix. And so Scottsdale's right here, and then we go all the way up into kind of northern Scottsdale, Fountain Hills, Paradise Valley, Glendale, Surprise, Arizona. If you're a Royals fan, you know Surprise, Arizona, because that's where they do their spring training. And then Goodyear, and then Buckeye, Tolleson, Litchfield Park, all those areas. And then if you go right down here, here is the actual town of Maricopa. Phoenix is in Maricopa County, and Maricopa, the town, is in Maricopa County. And so just to give you an idea of where that lands in relation to Phoenix. In Maricopa, there's a lot of new construction that's happening down there, going off on a tangent here. And they also have a large number of 55 plus communities as well. So Maricopa has really just is a kind of exploding. Same with Queen Creek over here as well. So just to give you an idea of the different areas. So yeah, the Superstition Mountains over here. And then, you can get up into some other mountain ranges, other places to hike, Estrella Mountain. Then we have the White Tank Mountains. Here's a Sonoran Preserve that's up here. And of course, there's lots of other spots to hike. If you ever heard of anybody talking about Camelback Mountain, so that's right in this area here. So again, Desert Botanical Gardens, great place to go and visit if you ever wish. So here is Mesa. So the red outline gives us Mesa's boundaries here. So we have some little pockets in here that are shaded a slightly different color, and those outline different areas that have some different service pieces to them in terms of county services or city services. They might receive county services as opposed to city services. And that usually goes to sometimes to emergency services. So just to give you an idea on that. But we're not going to talk about that today. Also, you know, in Mesa, obviously, is the Phoenix Mesa Gateway Airport. And then we have the Sky Harbor Airport, which is just right in this area over here. Let me get a little closer. There it is. I was wrong. As I was saying over here, it's over here. So the Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport. So Mesa is a great location if you want to be close to Phoenix Sky Harbor or Phoenix Mesa Gateway. You have two airports to choose from, which is fantastic to be able to have such access. All right, so let's get into the different areas. So we're going to try and cut some of these parts in half, so that we get an idea of the different areas of Mesa, and talk about what are some different features in all of Mesa. If you're looking for specifically golf courses, maybe you want to talk about spring. We're in our best season here. We're in October. You want to start thinking about coming out in the spring for maybe some spring training. So we can talk about what teams do their spring training in Mesa. And maybe we can look at all over the map as well. So let's begin. Okay, like I mentioned before, I talked about downtown Mesa in my last video. So I'm going to kind of zoom in a little bit and give you an idea of the downtown Mesa area in relation to the rest of Mesa itself. So just to give you an idea, so we have Main Street, which is right here. Good, got it. And this is really considered, let me go along here. So really kind of considered, I guess maybe I should preface this. I consider downtown Mesa, when you have a little bit that's over here on the other side of Country Club, but all through here is downtown Mesa. In the video on downtown Mesa, we talked about the Mesa Arts Center as a location or something to check out. We talked a little bit about the Arizona Museum of Natural History that's there, some very popular restaurants, but really the main drag is Main Street. If you want to kind of learn a little bit more about downtown Mesa, I would tell you to hit Main Street and follow that. The beauty of downtown Mesa is it's a mixture of both historical and modern revitalization. They pay homage to the history of Mesa, what Mesa used to look like, but we have a lot of new developments, as you saw in that video, with some new construction that's happening in there, some revitalization of the downtown area. And of course, the highlights are the Mesa Arts Center. There's a wide range of restaurants, unique boutiques, that small business, mom and pop kind of shops. There's lots of antique stores down there as well, and the cultural attractions like that Arizona Museum of Natural History. Also, in the winter months, our October to March, April time, there's a lot of festivals, art walks, events that take place in that area throughout the year, but it's really concentrated when our weather is so great, that they'll have those events. If you're here over the holidays, they put up a big Christmas tree, and they block off a little area where you can go ice skating in downtown Mesa. I know, which is crazy. You know, it's beautiful out, but yet we're ice skating. And they have a ton, they have a beer festival, like a local beer, craft beer festival that happens usually in March. And then we also have, of course, the farmers market and some of those street vendors that are out there as well. So downtown Mesa is a great area. So there's lots of shops that have been here for a very long time. So we're going to talk about East Mesa over here. And I'm going to call East Mesa right around this area here is East Mesa. So East Mesa really is a mixture of established neighborhoods and new developments. It's much more residential, and you can find some affordable and upscale housing options in East Mesa. One of the highlights is a lot of golf courses and, of course, your close proximity to outdoor activities like the Superstition Mountains. So again, when I think of East Mesa, this is the area I think of, is East Mesa. And like I said, there's lots of golf courses that are in East Mesa. There's some retirement communities in here, but a lot of golf course communities are in East Mesa. So it's a great place to be if you're interested in living maybe on a golf course and having that kind of style. All right, now we're going to talk about West Mesa. I'll get back over here. And so this is West Mesa here. And West Mesa is older than East Mesa. So I think of East Mesa as new. A lot of the developments, a lot of the homes are built more recently than in West Mesa. When West Mesa, that's been there for a while. But so it's much more established neighborhoods and some commercial areas as well. Some highlights that are in West Mesa is the Mesa Community College is there. They have a beautiful rose garden if you ever want to look at that. We used to have a mall over there, Fiesta Mall, but that has recently been torn down for some new development that's going to take place in that area. And then Dobson Ranch, which is in West Mesa. So here is Dobson Ranch right down here. So let's get into looking at, look at this, my circle follows me. So let's get into look at Dobson Ranch. So Dobson Ranch does have a golf course that is in that area. It was a master planned community that it's a mix of homes, lakes, parks, and golf courses are in the Dobson Ranch area. And again, West Mesa is considered a little bit older area compared to East Mesa. So it's a much more established area here. Some people that live in the Dobson Ranch area might have like a pontoon boat or, like a paddle boat and that when they go out on the water. So it's just kind of a really cool area of Mesa. And like I said, it's a little bit older than some communities in the area, but can be a really beautiful area to live if you are interested in something that's on the water. You have lots of different communities in there. And of course, Dobson Ranch Golf Course is here as well. So that is West Mesa. So we're going to kind of include all of that in that West Mesa area. Let's go back to our big map. And now let's talk about North Mesa. So North Mesa, and I'm going to really kind of cut it and go all the way up here. Why did I not do my little drawing on that? Let's do some thick so you can really see it. So I'm going to do kind of all in here. And so we're going to talk about all of this as North Mesa. And North Mesa is another combination of older homes and new developments and some beautiful luxury communities. Highlights would include Las Sendas, which is a master planned community known for its golf course. It's a gated community area. It's very close to the Salt River and other outdoor activities that you can do out there on the Salt River, like horseback riding, tubing, kayaking out in that area. And so Las Sendas, let's get close over here. Where are you, Las Sendas? There you are. Las Sendas is up here. So you're very close to Usery Mountain Park, which has some great hiking trails. If you are a off-road runner, if you like to do trail running is the word I'm looking for. Usery Mountain Regional Park has some great trails up there to do that as well. And a lot of people go out there and get their photo taken out there, their wedding photos, their family photos, engagement, those types of photos out there. It's a beautiful location. You do pay a fee to go into Usery Mountain Regional Park, so just be prepared for that. And this, like I said, is close to the Salt River. So this is what we have right along here, all the way along here is the Salt River. And I talked about Salt River in other video. So I'm not going to talk about it too much today, but just to talk about Las Sendas is a beautiful location, a luxury area. And so they have some beautiful, beautiful homes in Las Sendas, and even the Red Mountain Ranch area as well. There's Red Mountain Golf Course that's up there. Alta Mesa is a nice community as well. They have a golf course there. They have different types of homes. They have some multi-family homes in that area, meaning that they have some townhomes and some individual single family homes in that area as well. And of course, we have Falcon Field Airport and then the Air Force Museum as well, which is a really cool spot. And so that, and then we do have another branch, another location of Mesa Community College is the Red Mountain campus that's out here. So you have two locations for it. And there's we could talk about the school district too, if you want to. I was a teacher in the Mesa School District for 3 years. When I moved here, I taught in Kansas City for almost 15 years, I think. Is that right? That makes sense. Sometimes I forget how long I was teacher. But so there's 6 different high schools in Mesa, and maybe I'll pull that up on the map. That'll be fun to look at so you can kind of see where they are all located. So 6 high schools. Mesa, like I said, Mesa's a big community. It's got a big school district. It has lots of amenities. It's just a really large town. And so it just gives you an idea of that is North Mesa. All right, now let's talk about South Mesa. And this is really kind of a rapidly growing area of housing developments, shopping, and industry. And in this area, you have more master planned communities. Eastmark is considered a master planned community. It's a beautiful neighborhood. They have another neighborhood in there as well called Cadence. You're close to Phoenix Gateway Airport. And then there it is. Bellbank Park is another area, sports complex for kids to go out there, and they do a lot of family sporting events or kids sporting events out there in that area. And so I'm going to do this is real. I'm going to call really the South Mesa area. And like I said, this is where we're getting a lot of new development. There's a lot of new builds that are happening. They're still building in Eastmark and Cadence. So if you're looking into a newer community, that's a great place to be, is in those areas. There's a Polytechnic campus of ASU that's out here. I forgot to mention that in Central Mesa, in downtown Mesa, there is also an ASU campus there. So I apologize for missing that. But this gives you an idea of, let me come out a little bit, of what's in South Mesa. And again, there's some 55 plus communities in this area and some great golf courses and other amenities or activities that happen in that. And now I'm going to go to the Lehi district or Lehi area. This is the Lehi area up here, and this is where Mesa's Historical Museum is located up here. And Lehi community is really kind of, it's kind of in that west area, the northwest area. And again, it's considered an older area of Mesa. It has a much more historical or rural feel to it as well. They have really large lots in the Lehi area. So your home lot is larger than, say, what you might find in a newer area of East Mesa. So you get a lot of just a different feel to that area. So it just kind of gives you a real deep feeling about the history of Mesa is in this up here in this Lehi area as well. So let's now get into maybe a little bit more specific of some things that might interest you in Mesa. Just give you an idea of where some of the golf courses are in Mesa specifically. So I mentioned before, Dobson Ranch Golf Course, Royal Palms is up here. Red Mountain Ranch is a great golf course. I've not played Mountain Ranch. I have played Peanut Mountain a lot. So that's a different golf course. Longbow is another golf course, another really nice golf course in there. Superstition, Fountain of the Sun, Sunland. So Sunland is a 55 plus community, 85. And is just, so these are the public golf courses that are open to people. I have played Royal Palms, and so Royal Palms is considered a link style golf course. And I hadn't played golf in a really long time, and I played out at Royal Palms, and it was a lot of fun. I mean, it was just a lot different than playing, a different style course with that links style. So it just gives you an idea of where a lot of the golf courses are. And we have a large number of them that are out in this area. So let's look at country clubs. So we here have Mesa Country Club, which is kind of close to downtown Mesa. But again, is in this Lehi area, which is an older area. And so Mesa Country Club, I forget how old it is, but it is an older country club that's there. And then we have Las Sendas, a golf club that is a country club as well. All right, so we talked about golf. Now let's talk about spring training. And this is going to pick up a few places, I should say, that we're not going to talk about, that really, like Red Mountain Baseball Complex. We're not going to talk about that in terms of Major League Baseball spring training. We're going to talk specifically about Sloan Park and Hohokam Stadium. And we have in Mesa, we have two teams that do their spring training here. We have the Oakland A's that are here at the Hohokam Stadium, and then we have the Cubs that go to Sloan Park. And both of them, the Cubs Stadium is really pretty cool. It's a beautiful stadium. If you're interested, if you like the Cubs, get your tickets early or find someone that has tickets that's willing to sell them to you, because sometimes it can be hard to get in there, especially if you want a seat, a true seat, and not to do like just sitting out in the grass. But sitting out in the grass is a lot of fun at Sloan Park. It's a beautiful stadium, and it's just it's a great place to kind of come out there and enjoy spring training. And now we'll look at Hohokam Stadium. So this is a little bit older stadium than Sloan Park. But again, a great place to catch a game. And even if you're not like maybe an Oakland A's fan, but your team is going to be playing them, this is a great stadium to go to. Parking is incredibly easy. I think you can get a lawn ticket for, I want to say $10. You can get a lawn seat And there's always, and I shouldn't say that. There's oftentimes there's seats here that are available. So maybe you can kind of move after you get in there and find another spot. Please don't tell anybody from the A's organization that I said that. But so you got Hohokam Stadium, where the A's play. That is their spring training stadium. So great. Like I said, parking is awesome at the A's stadium. It's an awesome stadium and a lot of fun to go to. And so if you're interested in spring training, I would recommend, and you want to stay in Mesa, some great places to check out. So 2 stadiums in Mesa for you to look at. Mesa has a lot to offer, and it's a great community. If you're interested in learning more about it, let me know. My information is in the description below, and I'm happy to set up a Zoom call and chat with you about everything that Mesa, Arizona has to offer. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.